Hello and welcome to Theta Sigma's Doctor Who podcast number 33. This week sees the return of the voiceover theme and is the penultimate in our series on the Master and the actors who have played the role. But why the extra episode in this series? Well, a while back I was perusing some of the posts in my Facebook newsfeed and someone suggested a new actor to play the role of the Master opposite Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor, and I completely agreed with the actor they chose. Who was it? All will be revealed in a future podcast, but I'd love to know who you would like to see playing the Master, should he return, opposite Peter Capaldi. Email me at respectthething@outlook.com or message me on Theta Sigma's Doctor Who podcast on Facebook. Although today's podcast will focus on John Simm and his portrayal of the Master, it would of course be completely wrong to overlook the fact that for one episode, the incredible, the amazing, the awesome, and all-round nice chap, yes, I was privileged to have met him at the Regenerations Convention in Swansea in 2012, Sir Derek Jacobi played the Master before the character's regeneration into John Simm. As I said a moment ago, I was lucky enough to meet him 12 months ago, and it was amazing. I was completely in awe of the man. I mean, just how do you approach a Knight of the Realm and ask for their autograph? But he was just so friendly and welcoming to all of us star-struck convention delegates. And for those of you who've ever been to a convention where Brian Blessed is in attendance and heard his "Gordon's alive!" shout from the stage bring the house down, you should have been at Regenerations when Sir Derek Jacobi walked onto the stage and said, It not only got the loudest cheer of the weekend, but it also got him a standing ovation. Many, if not all of us, know about Jacobi's long and very distinguished acting career, so I won't be going into details here, unless of course I get loads of feedback asking for a Derek Jacobi podcast, in which case I'll bow to the pressure. Email me at respectthething@outlook.com or comment on Theta Sigma's Doctor Who podcast page on Facebook. But Jacobi was best known for his Shakespearean roles and for playing medieval detective Cadfael. In Doctor Who, he played Professor Yana, the biologically human Master, having used a chameleon arch to hide himself in the same way as the Doctor does in Human Nature, before rediscovering his true identity and regenerating inside the Doctor's TARDIS.
Oh, new voice! Hello!
John Ronald Simm was born on the 10th of July 1970 and is an English actor best known for his roles as Sam Tyler in Life on Mars and the Master, of course, in Doctor Who. He starred in many television dramas including Cracker, The Lakes, Sex Traffic, State of Play, Crime and Punishment and Exile, and has been nominated twice for the BAFTA Award for Best Actor and is a Laurence Olivier Award nominee. He's also appeared in films such as Wonderland, Human Traffic and 24-Hour Party People. In 2010 he played Hamlet at the Crucible Theatre. The eldest of three children, Simm was born in Leeds, but the family moved to Lancashire when he was 2 years old. He grew up in and around Manchester, including Nelson, Lancashire, attending school at the Edge End High School in the town. The family lived in a series of places around the northwest, including Manchester, Colne, Burnley and Blackpool. His father, Ronald Simm, was a musician, and from the age of 12 Simm joined his father on stage in the working men's clubs, singing and playing the guitar. In 1986, Simm enrolled at the Blackpool and the Field College in Lytham St Anne's for 3 years, and starred in Guys and Dolls and West Side Story at Blackpool's Grand Theatre. However, he soon decided that musical theatre didn't really interest him, so he joined an amateur dramatic group and honed his skills in his spare time, playing the title roles in Billy Liar and Amadeus. He then moved to London to train at the Drama Centre London at the age of 19, where he studied the Stanislavski School of Method Acting and graduated in 1992. Independently of his acting throughout the 1990s, Simm was a founding member, songwriter and guitarist with the rock band Magic Alex. The group played support on 2 British tours with Echo and the Bunnymen, and Simm plays guitar on the album Sidling by his friend Echo and the Bunnymen singer Ian McCulloch. Simm also played lead guitar on a few of McCulloch's solo live shows, including one at Wembley Arena as the main support to Coldplay. Magic Alex only released one album, called Dated and Sexist, before they split in 2005. Simm made his professional acting debut in 1992 with the role of Joby Johnson in an episode of the TV series Rumpole of the Bailey. There had been an earlier part in the BBC drama Between the Lines, where Simm was in one scene as PC Whitty, but the scene was cut. There then followed a variety of roles, during which time he honed his craft in front of the camera, including a psycho in The Bill, a love-struck schoolboy in Heartbeat, and a drugged-up burglar in The Locksmith. He also made 2 series of the BBC sitcom Men of the World, playing the lead role of Kendall Baines. His next project saw him take the role of Gary Kingston, a deluded murderer in Chiller. In 1995, Simm played the troubled teenager Bill Priest in the acclaimed ITV police drama Cracker. This is considered to be his breakthrough role. He also made his feature film debut in Boston Kickout, beating Dennis Hopper to the Best Actor award at the Valencia Film Festival in 1996. He made his professional stage debut at the Simon Bent play Goldhawk Road at the Bush Theatre, directed by Paul Miller. In 1997, he won the lead role of Danny Kavanagh in the first series of The Lakes, a BBC series written by Jimmy McGovern. In 1999, he starred in the second series of The Lakes, as well as appearing as Jip in the award-winning cult clubbing film Human Traffic, and Michael Winterbottom's acclaimed Wonderland. In 2000, he starred in the opening episode of the BBC drama Clocking Off, written by Paul Abbott, with whom he would work again in 2002, when he starred as Cal McCaffrey in the multi-award-winning political thriller series State of Play. Simm also played the lead role of loan shark John Parler in Tony McCant's Never Never for Channel 4. In 2001, he played Oz in a Caleb Lindsay film, Understanding Jane. In 2002, Simm featured in another Michael Winterbottom film, 24-Hour Party People, as New Order frontman Bernard Sumner. At a live concert in Finsbury Park that same year, Simm sang the Joy Davison song Digital on stage with New Order. It was also this year that he played Raskolnikov in the BBC adaptation of Crime and Punishment, adapted by Tony Marchant. Marchant also wrote The Knight's Tale, one of a series of modern reworkings of the Canterbury Tales, in which Simm played Ace. Later that year, Simm also starred in the film Miranda. In 2004, he played the researcher and charity investigator Daniel Appleton in the BAFTA award-winning Channel 4 drama Sex Traffic. After then playing Dr. Bruce Flaherty in Howard Davis's production of Blue Stroke Orange, Simm starred as Detective Inspector Sam Tyler in the 2006 BBC series Life on Mars, playing a police officer sent back in time to 1973. The show won the Pioneer Audience Award for Best Programme at the 2007 BAFTA Awards, and Simm was nominated but lost out on the award for Best Actor. He left after the second series, feeling that he'd taken the role as far as he could. His next project in March 2007 was The Yellow House for Channel 4, a biographical drama produced by Talkback Thames based on the book of the same name by Martin Gayford, about the turbulent relationship of artist Vincent van Gogh and Paul Gogh. In the same year, Simm also returned to the theatre as the title character in Paul Miller's acclaimed Bush Theatre staging of Simon Bent's version of Elling, a comedy about 2 men just out of a psychiatric hospital adjusting to normal life and to each other. Following positive press reviews and extended sell-out run, the production was transferred to the Trafalgar Studios in July 2007, and Simm was nominated for an Olivier Award for his performance. In 2007, Simm was chosen by Russell T Davies to play the Master, the nemesis of the Doctor, in BBC's Doctor Who. He appeared in the final 3 episodes of Series 3, Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. He then reprised the role in the 2009 2-part special The End of Time. In 2008, Simm played Edward Sexby in The Devil's Whore, a 4-part English Civil War epic for Channel 4. He performed at the Royal Variety Performance with Alexander Armstrong and Ben Miller, and starred in the film Skellig, broadcast on Sky 1 in 2009. Simm became involved in an ongoing project with director Michael Winterbottom called Every Day, to be filmed in real time over 5 years. The film premiered at the Toronto Film Festival in September 2012 and is in competition at the 2013 London Film Festival. Simm returned to the West End stage in autumn 2009 to critical acclaim, starring in the Andrew Bovell play Speaking in Tongues at the Duke of York's Theatre. In September 2010, Simm played Hamlet in the Sheffield Crucible. In 2011, Simm starred in Mad Dogs on Sky 1. Simm plays Baxter in a project that reunited him with Philip Glenister and Mark Warren, along with Max Beasley and Ben Chaplin. Mad Dogs became a critical and ratings success and received a BAFTA nomination for Best Drama Serial, and a second and third series were commissioned. Mad Dogs 2 was shot in Mallorca and Ibiza in late 2011 and appeared on Sky One in January 2012, at the same time as Mad Dogs 3 was being shot in South Africa. On BBC One in May 2011, Simm starred as Tom Ronstadt in Exile. His performance earned him his second BAFTA nomination as Best Actor. From the 17th of May to the 9th of June 2012, Simm starred as Jerry in a revival of Harold Pinter's Betrayal at the Crucible Theatre. He plays John Middleton in The Village, a 6-part BBC drama which portrays life in a Derbyshire village during World War I. From May to August 2013, he returned to the Trafalgar Studios in London's West End to star opposite Simon Russell Beale in a new production of Harold Pinter's The Hothouse. But what of the character of the Master, under the expert characterisation of both Sir Derek Jacobi and John Simm? When Doctor Who was revived in 2005, it was initially stated in the episode Dalek that all the Time Lords except the Doctor were killed in a time war with the Daleks. The Doctor stated that if other Time Lords had survived, he would have been able to sense them. The Master did, however, reappear as the main antagonist of the third series. His return is foreshadowed in Gridlock, when the face of Bo gives the 10th Doctor a message before dying, saying, "You are not alone." In The Sound of Drums, it's revealed that the Time Lords resurrected the Master to serve as the ultimate frontline soldier in the Time War. After the Dalek Emperor took control of the Cruciform, the Master fled the war in fear, ignorant of its outcome. He disguised himself as a human being through the same process that the Doctor himself uses in Human Nature, a chameleon arch that stores his Time Lord nature and memories in a fob watch and allows him to become biologically human, and hid at the end of the universe, aging into the scientist Professor Yana. The Professor was still plagued by the constant drumbeat in his head as he attempts to send the last remaining humans to Utopia. The Doctor meets Yana in Utopia, and a discussion of the Time Lords and related issues by the Doctor and his companions, Martha Jones and Jack Harkness, causes Yana to recall his Time Lord essence. This, along with the increased intensity of the drumming in his head and Martha's curiosity about the fob watch, causes Yana to open the watch and become the Master once again, in a scene that makes clear that Yana is an acronym from the face of Bo's final words, "You are not alone." Near the end of Utopia, the Master is mortally wounded when his companion Chantho shoots him after he fatally injures her, regenerating into a new, younger incarnation of the Master. The Master steals the Doctor's TARDIS and escapes, but the Doctor sabotages the TARDIS using his sonic screwdriver so that the Master is only able to travel between present-day Earth and the year 100 trillion. Following his escape from the end of the universe, he arrives in the United Kingdom 18 months before the election. Prior to the fall of Harriet Jones, the Master assumes the identity of Harold Saxon, becoming a high-ranking minister at the Ministry of Defence. He apparently holds this post during the 2006 Christmas episode The Runaway Bride, as the army are said to be firing upon the Rachnos ship on Mr. Saxon's orders. During this period, he finances Professor Richard Lazarus's research and sets up the Archangel Communications Network, which allows him to influence humanity by using a telepathic field, enabling him to raise the office of Prime Minister. Before the events of The Runaway Bride and the show's adult-themed spin-off Torchwood, a Vote Saxon poster is seen on the wall among several other tattered posters in the episode Captain Jack Harkness, possibly the first indication of the Master's return. In Love and Monsters, an article about Saxon leading the polls can be seen when the Absorbaloff first reveals himself. After becoming Prime Minister, the Master uses the Doctor's TARDIS to recruit the Toclophane as allies, having them kill 1/10 of the world population, and rules the Earth for a year while he turns whole nations into work camps and bases for a fleet of war rockets. Just as he's ready to wage war on the rest of the universe and forge an empire, the Doctor is restored to strength by the efforts of Martha Jones, using the Archangel network. The Doctor intends to keep the Master with him in the TARDIS, but this plan is thwarted when the Master is shot by his wife Lucy Saxon. The Master then dies after refusing to regenerate, unwilling to be the Doctor's prisoner. Since his death emotionally hurts the Doctor, the Master views this as a victory. The Doctor then cremates the Master's body on a pyre. His ring remains, which is picked up by a woman with long, bright red fingernails, revealed later to be a member of a coven loyal to the Master. In the end of time, the Governor and other members of the Master's coven conduct the resurrection ritual at Broadfeld Prison, where Lucy Saxon was incarcerated. Lucy sabotages the ritual and the Master is returned to life with a failing undead body and a ravenous hunger. He's able to manipulate bolts of electricity, move with phenomenal agility, and jump great distances by manipulating his life force. Resorting to wandering the fringe of London and feeding on the homeless people while being pursued by the Doctor, the Master is eventually captured by billionaire Joshua Naismith in order to use his knowledge to repair an alien immortality gate to make Naismith's daughter immortal. But the Master hijacks the device, using its original purpose as a planet-wide medical tool to overwrite the DNA of every human on Earth with his own and create the Master Race. By then, the Master realises that the drumbeat in his head is a signal and uses his duplicates to triangulate the signal to its source. The Time Lord President, Rassilon, having set up the signal in order to be released from the time-locked Time War, Rassilon sent a unique Gallifreyan diamond to Earth to help the Master create a link through which Gallifrey, the Time Lords, and all in the Time War could escape. The Master intended to overwrite his DNA onto the Time Lord race, only for his influence on the human race to be undone while he learned how the war ended, and that he has been used as a pawn in Rassilon's own plan to destroy the universe and evolve the Time Lords to a higher plane of existence. The Doctor destroys the link and the Master attacks Rassilon in an act of revenge for a lifetime of manipulation. The Doctor then passes out, and when he comes round, the Time Lords have gone, as has the Master.
Here come the drums!
And that's it for this week. As always, thank you for listening, and if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear from you at respectthething@outlook.com or on the Facebook page. So until next week, when we look at one of the Doctor's action hero companions, the Brigadier.
Well, goodbye, my boy. You did quite well. Quite well. It's reassuring to know that my future is in safe hands.
Thank you for listening to Theta Sigma's Doctor Who podcast. Doctor Who and its associated shows are all copyright and property of the BBC, and no infringement is intended.